In this video, I'm going to tell you some ways that people can use lawyers plus artificial intelligence to make millions of dollars. And you want to make sure you stick to the end because some of the principles from this video may be things that you can apply in your business right now. So subscribe so you can enter in a monthly giveaway. We have a free gift every month. But in this video, the main thing is people usually complain about legal fees. People want to raise millions of dollars, yet people are scared to paying tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars to lawyers. So how can you minimize the legal fees while still maximizing your impact so that you could get to what you want to without investors, or rather lawyers, draining the soul out of your business, which is money? So what you want to do, you want to consider two principles, and this video will be really direct. Number one, make sure that you find opportunities to batch out your time and batch out the time that you have so that's efficient. Unfortunately, many lawyers and contractors do things based on the amount of time that they work. For example, somebody who is an hourly wage person, they may charge $800 per hour, X amount per hour, Y amount per hour. So sometimes you want to make sure that you batch out all of high quality consultation with your lawyers so that if you have a high quality consultation with your lawyers, you'll be able to get more output per input. Everybody has the same 24 hours in this life. So why is it that some people get farther than others with their time? It's because they have something called leverage. Leverage just multiplies the input to output ratio. So you put in 1 hour of work, you get 10 times the amount of work because there are some processes that go on that multiply your output. So when it comes to talking with lawyers, you have that 1 hour to let's say 10 hours of consultation for $800 an hour, for example. If you want to talk to them, you can make sure that you just concentrate all the information together so that it's really dense, all the questions you have, and you just get all the things together in one part of your calendar, and then you just send them all to the lawyer at once so that the lawyer is optimizing through all those questions. And one thing that you can do is you can use AI to actually batch the questions together. For example, many people complain that ChatGPT, the most popular language learning model that is out there at this time, many people complain that you can't put in too much text because it doesn't give you as many answers as you want from too much text. For example, I believe it's just a few characters you can put in. But there's another competitor to ChatGPT called Claude.ai by a company called Anthropic. And it's actually a ChatGPT competitor. So you can actually input 75,000 words in there and get 75,000 words out if you want. So it's amazing the amount of output you can get. So for example, if you have a very complicated legal document or you have a lot of questions about business plans, contracts, etc., what you can do, you can ask it to read the entire thing and you can ask it to look at different parts where it is weak based on a certain prompt that you enter in. For example, you enter in a private placement memorandum, which is these are all the pieces of information that you need to raise money from investors. And then you try to ask it based on these PPMs, so you feed it like a good private placement memorandum that is high quality. So based on these private placement memorandums, come up with the differences and discrepancies between the both. And it will help list them or come up with the questions that you have for this PPM. And obviously you're using critical thinking and you're not just blindly handing it over to AI, but you can feed it this huge documents. You can feed it books and everything and ask it to come up with weaknesses, questions, places of clarification, gaps, weaknesses in the document. And when you combine this with your own human labor, it can minimize the amount of time that you spend on doing it yourself, while also you work on finding the weaknesses in it. So next, turn the weaknesses into strengths. So take all those questions that the AI came up with and then send it to the lawyer on that batched 1 hour of time. Because what that could mean is that you're working with the lawyer on more a strategic level instead of a tactical level. So you ask the lawyer the high level questions about, is this common with industry practice with all the questions? And then the lawyer can actually just give you a consultation where you get high level information from them and strategic information from them instead of verbatim specific information. I mean, you could choose to use a lawyer for the verbatim specific clauses and every comma if you choose to, but instead of just blindly doing that for something that they have a template for anyway, you can just have an understanding of the strategic decisions that you make in a PPM, which can inform those small tactics. So overall, basically what I'm saying as I close this video, make sure that when you work with attorneys to do your PPMs, you batch up your hour to make sure that you get as much done in as little time as possible by making sure that it's not optimized by just doing things on an hourly by hourly basis. You actually just batch everything up in 1 hour or a few hours where you have a high quality consultation. And number two, you can feed documents and long-winded documents to Claude.ai, which is like ChatGPT, but it takes more input. And when you do that, just make sure the output is a bunch of questions or weaknesses about the material you supplied, and prompts it to make sure that it's asking the right questions with your own human review. And then take those questions and ask the lawyer to inform your decision making and to tell you what to do based on the questions and weaknesses that a PPM has, so that they can go to the specific areas of weaknesses, as opposed to just blindly doing everything with a template. So just a quick summary is that these are the principles that we use at Raises.com, is because we have hundreds of clients. And so because we have high clients and then we have there's limited money, there's high clients, but then there's also like attorneys that are expensive. We are just able to batch out questions and answers to make sure that the attorneys work on a strategic level with the clients and answer them in a batch way. So you get 14 clients with 14 PPMs. We just make sure we batch out all the questions, send it to the attorney, and then there's a check mark based on the questions where they approve everything at the end. So if this makes a little bit of sense, subscribe and make sure you sign up for all the free giveaways that we do every month by just subscribing. And if this video made a little bit of sense and it helps you get a little bit further in raising money, make sure you head to Raises.com to learn more.